Good afternoon. Welcome back to March's Planning Mess. I just wanted to give you a quick look into my 2026 fitness planner, which is a Hobonichi cousin, and we're just going to go through it really quickly here. I've begun to fill out December in the way I'm going to do this one, even though I'm using my 2025 to track data for 2025. So I'm kind of doing it in two places, but I'm doing different things. Okay, inside we just have the little pocket that comes with it and these little heart stencils, which I'm using to track my burn. Okay, and I left myself a note about how many grids are each direction. I don't have a use for this page quite yet, so it's going to be empty. This one I'm going to use for my weight, so I am going to use this as a scale, and I actually wrote these in, but I'm not going to do it that way. I need to do the weights going this direction so you can see it going up and down this way through the month. I may put an average at the top up here. So I just realized by filming this that I had actually set it up a little bit funny. That's okay. It'll be easy to fix. Okay, moving on to the monthly pages. This is where I've made a major change. The monthly pages should look like this. But since I didn't really have a use for it because of how I'm going to use the weekly pages, I decided to make them into graphs. So this one I'm going to be graphing sleep hours, sleep log, like from what time to what time, and then sleep score and energy score. This is information I get from my watch and is easy to backfill. And I just really like looking at charts and graphs. So I think this is going to be more useful than trying to track it in the weeks. Okay, here's an example of a weekly page. I'm going to track, I've got 3 columns here. So this is going to show what I did as far as my strength training. And then this is going to be my walking data and a place to check if I hit my burn. And then this is going to be a graph of what my watch data gives me. I'm using the Samsung watch. So I did get the stencils because you can see they look pretty bad without them. Over here, I'm tracking medications taken, and then here I'm tracking water, and here this is going to be where I'm at on the Appalachian Trail, and that I need to fill in to figure out where I'm at in the process. Okay, this is going to track my yearly macro intake. And so I've actually done a Dutch door here so that I can see where I'm at for the yearly data. So I've got the numbers here on the side. This isn't my macros, this is my measurements. And so I will track the measurements that I track on this scale here. Then next we have, this one is for macros. So you can see I'm tracking both calories, which are the 4-digit numbers, and then macros, which are the 3-digit numbers. And that way I can keep track of the macros and the calories on the same grid. This is something I started tracking at the very end of the year, which is body composition data. And so I've got a place for each week. I'm going to check in, and my watch actually calculates all of this information. But it will be interesting to see how that is changing over time in one spread. Okay, this spread is going to calculate my weekly burn. So it's an average of all the calories I've taken in, the average of my burn every day, the difference, and then what my weight is and if it's going up and down. It's a good way to really track if what I'm doing is being helpful. And after I did this spread and did some other ones, I realized I needed a place to calculate the averages. So I've got that in another page or two. Next we have, this is my log for fitness, and these are the different exercises that I am doing on a weekly basis and a place to fill them in. This is pretty much exactly the same as it was this current year, and that's worked really well for me. This is a place to put in my progress photos. They end up coming out in this funny shape, so I just print those off and slap them in. I've got some transparent sticker tape, washi sticker paper that works really well for that. So I'm looking forward to filling that in and having, again, all in one place. Okay, here's my daily burn check-in. So I've got a place to write in all of that information, like my burn, my calories in, and the difference here, and then to average them. So I'm looking forward to filling that out and then moving that to the other one. Here I'm trying out my stencils to see which ones I want to use. Okay, that takes up a little bit of space. And then the next thing we get to is, sorry, it's hard to do with one hand. lastly, this is the last thing I've just added. This is where I'm going to track my water. I've been tracking it before as far as how many cups I drank, and at this point I'm not doing it that way. I'm doing it by ounces, and the 64 ounce goal that is kind of the standard 8 cups of water a day would be I'll probably mark it with a highlighter line or something so I can see if I got up or down. This is a daily tracker, so I've got a place to track it, and I'll go back and show you how that looks. But I've got all 12 months, and then here I've got a place for my weekly averages to be in one place, and also a place for quarterly averages. So I'm excited to use this part of it. And I still have, this is 53, I've got I think till 75. Still got a few more pages if I come up with some more spread ideas. Let's go back to the weekly section real quick, and I can show you what my water, okay, this is what I'm doing. So I'm just drawing it out, a little graphic. I usually have a cup of tea in the morning first thing, so that's 12 ounces right there. And then I've got either 32 or 26 or even 40 ounce bottles, so I'm just kind of drawing them in, writing the amount. If I do less than the whole thing, like I got half of it there, I just kind of showed it that way. And then I'm putting a total here. That's like a sparkling water can that I had. So it's working pretty good to track it this way. And it's a cute little visual, and it's easier than trying to figure out cups when your bottles don't necessarily, like this is like 3 cups and 2 ounces. Like it's a weird number and amount, but it's a water bottle that works quite well for me. So, and then this is like 1.5, so it works easier to count it in ounces instead of counting it in cups. So I'm excited about using that. It's fun to draw in the little graphic. I found I'm taking this when I get on the treadmill in the morning, and I just take it out of my workout bag, which is kind of like a oversized fanny pack, and I just set that on the tray of the treadmill, and I take the book out. So I have to deal with it before I put it back in, so it's a good way to at least get this started for the day. Also carrying it with me in my purse during the day after my workouts, which is different than before. Instead of it just living in my workout bag where I might forget to go in and fill in data, it's kind of with me, and I'll take it out and look at it on my desk at work sometimes. So it's good. I tried to keep up the setup really simple because my setup last year was so complicated. I do have a separate planner that I'm going to track those kinds of things in, and I'm setting that one up at home right now because it was last year's dated paper test weekly planner booklet, and so I am working out on that one just to get my dates correct. And I will go through that one when it is finished. But that's my plan for this year. Thanks for watching.